Okay, so when I last left you, sorry to awkwardly cut that off, we had found that the y-intercept was 2, and now I'm going to use the y-intercept to find my slope. So I have this point right here, I have another point right here, I have another point right here. It doesn't matter what 2 points we use to find the slope, as long as it's exactly on the intersection. So for example, I couldn't use like this part of the line right here because it's not on an intersection of the lines. I'm just going to pick these 2 points, and remember, slope is rise over run. So I'm going up 1 and over 1. So my slope is equal to 1 over 1, which is just the same as 1, and it's positive, so I don't have to worry about that. So 1 over 1 x equals y. Okay, so I know that 1 divided by 1 is 1, and 1x is just the same as x. So y equals x plus 2 is the equation of this line. What I want you to do now is go ahead, pause the video, try number 31 by yourself. For number 31, we should have started with y equals mx plus b. Your slope should have been a positive 1 again, and your b was 3. And you might notice, oh, this line looks very similar to this line, right? Because they have the same slope, so they're going up at the same rate. The only difference is their y-intercept. Number 29 is a little bit different. You might know from our friend Slope Dude that this type of line is a 0 slope. So if I have y equals mx plus b, well, m is 0. So y equals 0 times x plus b, oh, the y-intercept is positive 1. Okay, so, well, 0 times anything is just 0, so these go away and I'm left with y equals 1. So whenever I have a 0 slope, I'm going to have y equaling one number. Okay, 32, if you look at slope man, oh, look at this line. This has an undefined slope. So we have an undefined slope. Instead of y equaling a number, we have x equaling one number. And the x-intercept is 1. Okay, so for the next portion of ELT, for these, you're taking these equations and you're putting them in slope-intercept form. Please write the appropriate form on your paper. Until your equation looks like this, you are not done. I know I'm finished when the y is by itself, meaning the coefficient is positive 1. So if I look up here, the first thing I'm going to do is subtract x from both sides. These x's become 0. I'm left with a negative 2y equals negative x plus 7. Is the y isolated yet? No, it's being multiplied with a negative 2. So I'm going to divide everything by negative 2. This just becomes y equals, well, a negative and a negative, that makes a positive x over 2. And then 7 divided by negative 2, that's just going to be a minus 7 halves. Another way to write this, well, I know there would be a 1 out in front of here, so y equals 1/2 minus 7 over 2. 1/2 x, I'm sorry. Go ahead and try number 34. And then your teacher will go over it with you, or you can check the key. Okay, coming back together for number 35, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. I'm left with 3y equals negative 2x minus 6. And I'm going to divide by 3. On the left side, I'm left with y equals negative 2/3 x. Negative 6 divided by 3 is a minus 2. And the reason it's called slope-intercept form is because just by looking at this, I know the slope and I know the y-intercept, slope-intercept form. I know the slope is negative 2/3. I know the y-intercept is negative 2. Now please try 36, 37, 38 by yourself. When you're finished, get up and check the key. If you have any questions, please let your teacher know. Okay, in the last part of today, they're giving you the slope, they're giving you the y-intercept, and you're just plugging it into this equation, y equals mx plus b. So y equals, the slope is m, y-intercept b. Y equals negative 10, x minus 5, and that's it. And you do the rest the exact same way, so please do the rest. And then check the key.